Horny. I was texting my partner when she was at work. I was just being a nuisance. Anybody that would hear me, I was like, I'm horny, I'm dying of horniness, this period is trying to kill me. So my period sex tips basically are: get freaky, girl. Sharing women's personal information, especially things that have to do with their reproductive or their sexual lives, is a violation of women's sexual freedom and agency. So today we're gonna have a quick chat. Vlogmas today is gonna be a really quick chat. We're gonna be talking about menstruation, a couple of stuffs that have been going down. Let's chat. Because we are normalizing women's bodily functions, let me know, what sanitary pad are you using currently? I love Lady Care. That's what I'm using right now, and yeah, it's thick, unlike Always Ultra that is selling us sandpapers. And to be honest, you know, we're not doing that. Apparently this Always Ultra they make in Nigeria and certain other African countries really low standard. They cause irritation, burns, rashes. I stopped using Always Ultra like a while. I don't emphasize enough. Drink water for glowing skin, for hydration. Also, like on your period, just drink water, hydrate your body. You're losing lots of fluids anyway. First things first that I want to talk about, all that like play aside, is I just concluded, well, I still have a few droplets, like I just concluded my last menstrual cycle for the year 2000, just in time for holidays, so you know what that means. But anyway, I did see a tweet, and I've been seeing tweets about women going, who knows how to make your period come a week earlier for it to last shorter, blah 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 blah, holiday plans they made with their partners. But actually it was a queer woman's tweet I saw and whatnot. So I want to share my period sex tips. So let's do that first. First of all, I need you to know that blood, menstrual blood, is a normal bodily fluid. If you still feel shame around touching it, or shame around feeling horny, because this particular period I had, this last one, was trying to assassinate me. Like I was having period diarrhea, I was just pooping, I was having waist pain. Even when I was driving, it was a nightmare. Apart from all of that, I also like had like, I was horny. I was texting my partner when she was at work. I was just being a nuisance. Anybody that would hear me, I was like, I'm horny, I'm dying of horniness, this period is trying to kill me. So there's that. I literally woke up like, this is an animal out of bed like vlog, so it's a quick chat basically. So I know that if you get your period, you're most likely going to be dealing with like horniness, feeling cranky, cramps, waist pain. But let me tell you what helps: sex. That's what helps. So you need to get yourself with a partner who is ready to get down. You yourself need to be able to know that you can receive pleasure either by masturbation, I mean or also having sex with your partner. So my period sex tips basically are: number one, if you're gonna have a heavy flow, probably just pad the bed with a towel that is easy to wash, or the sheets. When you're washing the sheets, wash the sheets with cold water. Don't use hot water. It makes it tougher for the blood to come out. There's that. You probably should use a condom, because if you are going to be having sex with penetrative sex, we say a sex toy or a penis, you probably use a condom, because the blood has a way of having this peppery feeling. For if it's a penis, it has this peppery feeling on the penis. But if it's a sex toy and it's just a sex toy you and only your partner use, like your strap or, you know, a dildo or whatever, or your, you know, vibrator or whatever, then you may not use a condom. But if it's something, a sex toy you use with other people, then definitely use a condom, right? Lots of foreplay. Yes, you totally can lick the clit. Just wash up before you have sex. That's my third tip. is wash up before you have sex. So like just rinse off like your vulva, your inner thighs, all of that. Let them eat you out. I can't even explain how therapeutic being eaten out with all those like antsy feeling and cramps and everything. Yeah, totally get eaten out. It's eat them out. Okay, a little blood never killed anybody. Yeah, there's that. What else is there? Because of your waist pain, I would advise be a or cramps, I would advise be a pillow princess. But I don't know, if you want to get into movements, you know, you want to like ride your partner, whatever, the sex toy is fine. It's fine. I totally actually encourage movement when using a sex toy or when masturbating. Like movement, it matters a lot. Another thing you should know is get freaky, girl. Get freaky. If you are feeling freaky, get freaky. Get freaky. Yeah, so for my women out there who their periods are coming, and if you're like me and my partner who are period sync, which is ridiculous, then you obviously just get ready to have period sex. That's all I have to say to you. And then of course, clean up. You need to pay attention to how you feel after the sex. You feel sore, if you feel bruising, because you're on a period, you may not be able to check for, you know, post-sex bruising, bleeding, or whatever. So if you feel that way, you should observe that. If it continues, then definitely see a doctor. I will advise that. Also, what other tip do I have for you? I think that's pretty much it, really. Just have fun, let go of whatever shame it is that's around period sex. There's nothing to period sex. Period sex is what grown-ass adults should be having. Yeah, and of course, never forget consent. Do not forget consent. Discuss with your partner. If they're not comfortable with something, if they don't want to do something, don't push it, whether it's you on period or you not on period. Now that we've talked about period sex, how my last period of the year tried to assassinate me, let's talk about something more important. So there's an ongoing 16 days of activism. So basically it's the period of the year where women talk about women's issue, gender-based violence, sexual violence. And I want to talk about something that I noticed, not now, but two things really. One is personal information protection. That's basic personal data protection, right? We use a lot of social media apps, we use lots of apps, we share our info. You know, the apps will ask you, oh, do you allow permission to have access to this or that? We click yes, then you can like upload this and that and that and that. One thing I noticed, I stopped using period trackers, I think 2018 actually. I used to use them before, and I remember there was a month, April 2017, I was having lots of sex. Like I was having lots of sex, and I was logging it on my period tracker so that I would know which sex I had contraceptive with who, and which sex I did not have contraceptive with who, and stuff like that. I do remember that after that April month, the May month, the period tracker would like hint me like, oh, you're scheduled to have sex within 4 days, or you didn't have sex the past 4 days. And I was like, oh, then I was like, oh, this is weirdly cool. You know that I'd be having lots of sex and you'd be telling me to have lots of sex, girl, please stop. But now this is 2020, and I came across an article which someone shared online in her thread, and I noticed, so my second observation is that I've run a few projects, right, and I noticed that when it comes to like confidentiality agreements on how to use data, people are a bit skeptical. They don't want to sign that. But I need to explain that when you have access to people's personal data, their names, their banking information, the choices they make, what brands they use, when they have sex, when they don't have sex, when they're menstruating, you have their lives in your hands. And women's reproductive rights, we all know, are not where it should be right now in the world. And apps like period tracker apps that are selling personal information to companies like Facebook without the consent of their users, that I don't even know how to start with explaining how much of a sexual violation that is. That is someone's personal data. So most of these companies will use that to manipulate you. So you just realize that at a particular time of the month when you're on your period, when you open your ads on Insta, you're seeing ads like get that chocolate now today. How did Instagram know you're craving chocolate, sis? That's what's up. Or you see stuff like stuff that basically manipulate you to make certain choices because at that time of the month you are vulnerable. Or women, it goes as far as companies buying those data from all these other companies and using to discriminate against women. So if you're trying to get pregnant or you are pregnant, you just realize you're getting a letter from your boss or something. It is really, really insane. And I would link the article in the the comment section so you can go and read it out. And most of these apps don't even have places where you can see definitely if you're consenting to your data being shared. Do you understand? So it's insane. So I want to draw attention to this violation. Sharing women's personal information, especially things that have to do with their reproductive or their sexual lives, is a violation of women's sexual freedom and agency. And we all know, like, the patriarchy is all about, like, monitoring how women be having sex, how they want to do this, how they want to do that, and nobody needs people to use capitalism and consumerism to play on their intelligence and manipulate them. Nobody needs that. So I want to draw your attention to that. When you are signing up to use all these period tracking apps, look at the fine, and I mean, actually, stop using people's data without their permission. Put it there boldly. This data may be shared or will be shared with other, like, companies or agencies. Let people know, and let people make the choice to not have their data shared or not. So basically, I think, like, my chit chat is done. What I use is basically my calendar. I log it in. But for the women in my life that are period sync, like my mom and now like my partner, then I basically just, you know, holla like, hey girl, you got your period, should I be expecting mine? But that's not, obviously, that's not like that's not sustainable. So use a calendar. If you're using apps, research. Please read the article that I would link to the article I'll drop below. 16 days of activism for today is basically saying stop sharing personal data of women's reproductive and sexual lives. Okay, just stop it. All you companies, stop it. Even you, the dear friend your friend is chatting with, stop sharing her data with persons. Like, personal data is the future of the world. It's our digital identity. Imagine someone, it's like someone coming to peep at your window when you're dressing up without your permission. Do you understand what I mean? Women are being discriminated with how certain of these companies use it, because people are literally picking profit over people. And no. So, and I just want to wish you gems a happy holiday. Thank you for listening to my rant. Thank you for jamming with me in the intro. If there's anything about period sex you want to talk about, you want to chat with me on, let me know. Do you feel like, in a weird way, all these apps and applications kind of know certain things about your sexual life, or, like, you know, be hinting at you to buy stuff at certain points, and you're like, how do they know? I really need to know if I'm just the only one. So yeah, bye.